Okay, hey guys, and welcome to part 2, and we're just in the middle of chapter 1, and we just encounter to Fluttershy. She didn't notice, and right now we're section. Okay, here we go. It appeared to be picking up some flowers on the ground with its mouth and putting them in the basket. When whatever it was, it didn't look like any threat. But David couldn't trust anything around here, so he wasn't taking any chances. Without another moment going by, he got his gun ready and charged towards the small pony. When the pony noticed the giant now stood in front of her, she ran away back into the forest. "Hey, come back here!" He wasn't going to let this thing get away. It was the first thing he hadn't tried to kill him yet in this weird-ass forest. David sprinted as fast as he could after the pony. It was damn fast, but he wasn't stopping anytime soon. He eventually caught up to it and tackled it to the ground before it could take off in flight with its wing. While it was on the ground, David pointed his gun at its head and deactivated his camo. "What the fuck are you?" It started shivering, shaking, and what appeared to be crying. "Please don't hurt me, please." It spoke. It actually spoke. He couldn't believe his ears. But with all the weird shit, what had happened today, he wasn't really bothered by it much. He wasn't moving his gun away from its head before he knew what it was and if it's any threat. I said, "What the fuck are you? Answer or I will shoot you." It let out a loud yelp / scream and started crying again. David rolled his eyes and moved the gun away from its head. "Right, if I promise not to hurt you, will you tell me what the heck you are?" The creature nodded. David sighed and moved his weapon away. As soon as he did, the creature stood up quite fast, started to eye him up. Looking all around his body, he guessed it was expecting him to see what he was. "I am a yellow Pegasus pony. My name is, Fluttershy." Your name is what?" "My name is, Fluttershy," said it. "Say it properly this time, as I am losing patience fast." "I said my name is Fluttershy." The sudden scream made him back off and ready his weapon at this weird creature again. It seemed to notice it had startled, and its silent blush sighed and went up to David. "I'm so sorry about that. I didn't mean to startle you. Now what exactly are you, if you don't mind telling me?" David could tell from a mile away that this thing was shy as hell, but it didn't matter to him. As long as he figured out what the fuck he was going on right now, he would listen to this thing as long as it blabbered on for. "I'm Mason, in the Navy SEALs. I'm a human being, or Homo sapien, if you like that science shit. Now tell me, where the hell on earth am I?" Science shit. Okay. Twilight will like that Homo sapien, probably. Okay. Its son looked confused and shy, glared at David, what basically said, "What are you talking about, nigga?" Basically said, "What are you talking about, nigga?" Excuse me, did you say Earth?" "Yes, obviously. What else would we be on? Mars?" Now it looked even more confused. This was getting annoying. "This, planet is called Equestria. I have no idea where this Earth is." Now David was starting to lose his patience. He held up his weapon one more time at the creature's head, and in response to this action, he was a weak streak. "Stop pissing me around. This is planet Earth." "No, this really is Equestria." "Oh, please, can you stop putting that thing at me? That's if You don't mind. He figured that he wouldn't get anywhere if he kept his weapon at its face. It didn't even appear to know what his gun was, so he put his weapon down and gave it a mean glare. You're telling me this planet is called Equestria? It's not inhabited by humans. It's not called Earth. No, this planet is called Equestria. It is inhabited by by ponies like me, except from the 3 different rare. I don't care about your life story. All I want to know is how the hell do I get back to Earth? That's if this isn't it, and you're just not making just a massive troll like on the internet. We would still have trolling back on 2025. The water net? David facepalm. He wasn't going to get anywhere like this. He went up to it and calmly asked if anyone knew how to get back to get him back home. Its response went a bit like this. I don't know. Maybe Twilight would know. I can take you to her if you want. David didn't have a freaking clue what it was going on about, but he thought it would be his best shot at getting out of whatever this place was. Okay, take me to this Twilight and make it quick. The creature nodded and started walking forwards. It pointed with its hoof to signal David to follow it. He sighed and muttered himself, "This is gonna be a long fucking day." Okay, let's check how much time. I've been 7 minutes, so I'll read a little bit more. Okay, last chapter for like right now. Well, last chapter they made. Yeah. Okay, it's still loading. My computer's very slow. Okay, almost done. Okay, chapter 2 called Twilight, and I should start reading right now. By the time Fluttershy and David had got to Twilight's house, they had encountered many ponies walking past and staring at David like he was an alien. Well, he was to them, but that's besides the point. He was also getting quite frustrated due to Fluttershy being so nervous, but he was no monster. He wouldn't do anything just yet. Here we are. David opened his eyes after a long time of thinking to himself to find a sort of library mixed with a tree. He guessed this was where this Twilight lived. He looked over to Fluttershy, who in turn looked scared of him. So, what can this Twilight do for me? Well, she can maybe help you to find your way back to where you came from, or offer some advice on how you got here. Right. It wasn't much, but it had to do for the time being. It was better than staying in the forest waiting to die. He'd take talking to colored pony. Oh, he take talking to colored ponies over getting mauled to death any day. Actually, Twilight kind of like him because, you know, he has technology, and he's kind of a technician type of guy, so, yeah. Okay, after a few seconds, David knocked on the door. As he did, Fluttershy went behind him and hid like he guessed she would. He shook his head and heard footsteps coming from the door. He guessed it was the pony or whatever. It was what Fluttershy was talking about. "It's fine, Twilight. I got it." Oh no, "It's fine, Twilight. I got it." Oh, it's right here. Okay. He heard a voice from behind the door as it slowly creeped out open. When it did, he noticed a small, weird type of lizard at the door. It backed off and ran into the house, shouting, "Twilight!" Before David could react to this, a lavender-colored pony came rushing to the door. It seemed to have some type of horn on its head. "Hey, Twilight." The lavender pony noticed Fluttershy was standing behind the giant creature, which stood in front of her. Before anyone could do anything, it spoke in a quiet slash scared slash trembling voice. "A friend of Fluttershy, I presume?" David just shrugged and held his weapon over his shoulder. "Twilight, is it? Oh, no. Twilight, is it?" She nodded and started sweating. He picked up on the fact that she was scared of him. Wasn't really hard to tell with the state she was in the moment. "Are you okay?" Yes, sorry. I've never seen anything like you before. Would you like to come in?" David gave a polite yes and strolled in with Fluttershy and Twilight following. The lizard creature was still shaky and back against the wall. He walked up to it. "I'm not going to hurt you, so you can walk away from the wall." The lizard nodded subtly and walked towards David, extending his claw out. "Hi there, I'm Spike, and I'm a dragon. What are you?" "I'm a human being, or Homo sapien in technical terms. A dragon, They're just fancy in my world." Spike sat down and continued to listen to David. Before he could say anything more, Twilight walked in front of him and Spike. "Spike, why don't you just go and get our dinner prepared while I ask my guest a few questions?" "Fine." And with that, the little dragon walked off into the kitchen, leaving Fluttershy and Twilight with David. He put his weapon down on the stairs and went over to Twilight. "Wait. Okay, like 2 more minutes and I'll stop." Fluttershy, or whatever her name is, you can help me with some things." "Oh, did she now?" Twilight looked over to Fluttershy, who was now blushing and still hiding behind David. "Wait, what? Wait. Did Fluttershy, or whatever her name is, says... What, is this like before the first episode? Like, before they met? Oh, no. Okay, that was David talking. Okay, never mind. Fluttershy, or whatever her name is, said that you could help me with some things. Oh, did she now? Twilight looked over to Fluttershy, who was now blushing and still hiding behind David. What did she specify, say I can help you with? Specify, say I can help you with. Help me get back to my home planet. Tell me how the fuck I got here, etc. She rubbed her chin with her hoof. I'd have to do quite a lot of research on you first and ask you a lot of questions before I could understand where your planet is. He wasn't too happy to hear this, but as he said earlier, it had to do. Right, fair enough. Well, later on, you can ask right away. But right now, I'm tired as hell. She went over to the stairs and picked up his weapon with her magic. Whoa, you can levitate things? All unicorns and alicorns can. Now tell me, what is this thing? He stood back, up and took the weapon from Twilight's grasp. It's called a gun. It fires something called a bullet, which is a piece of lead, which travels at our really high speeds, causing it to go through a lot of things, including skin, bone, muscle, some types of materials, etc. Humans has used them for hundreds of years for defense or for waging war. Either way, it had been it takes only one bullet to the head or to major artery to kill a human right there and then. Okay, I'm gonna show you the reaction later, and it's about to turn 50.